season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. Leading this unit will be the big arm man out of Texas Tech. 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
In motion, Hill. Throwing now is Mahomes. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the 49ers need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Kicking team.
And that flag accepted. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the counter, it's Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Chris Jones that time coming in with a tackle behind the line.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Geno now to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Devondre Campbell, nice play to get in there and drop it. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Geno. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The Niners offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And as we transition into the 2nd half of the season, he continues to put up big numbers on a consistent basis. Currently the NFL's leader in passing as we play here in the month of November. Now he's free at the 35. He may go. Touchdown, 49ers. Patrick Mahomes, 70 yards. And the Niners are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here, 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. Up the middle, here's Walker. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. Down the numbers. There he goes. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Boy, he covered a lot of ground. 82 yards on the punt return. And the 49ers take a 3-touchdown lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down. You look at this Niner defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the number 1 overall passing team in the NFL. But it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir. I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Niners offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. Tyreek Hill, his 104th career touchdown, 1 shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And that's a big number. It is going to be touchdown pass number 50 for him on the year. Just 5 shy now of Peyton Manning's all-time mark for most touchdown passes in 1 season. Extra point now by Boswell. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. Now this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead. And they'll move it up to the 40. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Hands it to Walker to begin the series. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And Walker once more. And no luck at all to start this drive as they're going to drop him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And the Niners get there and bring him down. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. The 49ers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's building his case for MVP consideration with each passing week. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes as we move into the back half of the season. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Now Mahomes. Dancing to his, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Derek Hall in there that time to get him to the turf.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carping them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. And down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. Now the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. The offense on 3rd down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Smith. Being chased, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. To throw, it's Mahomes. That one complete to Hill. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
But it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Forced out to his left. A little juke. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Yellow. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Saquon Barkley with career touchdown number 75. And the 49ers are able to add on to their first half lead. So that touchdown pass number 51 for him on the year. And it moves him past 2 guys at 50, 2 of the best ever, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Brady had 50 in 2007, and Mahomes did it in 2018. Boswell for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's capped off by a receiving touchdown from Saquon Barkley. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a pretty poor kick here. It doesn't make it to the landing zone. And that means they'll move the ball out to the 40-yard line. And they'll accept that penalty. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now it's the backup Tannehill. Eluding the... And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jimmy Garoppolo leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's head to the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, to check in on the Broncos. And they lead the visiting Atlanta Falcons at halftime. Javonte Williams, a touchdown run in that first half. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. Brock Purdy with 3 touchdown passes. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. He was downright. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Off play action, Tannehill. He'll find Metcalf. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Tannehill. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Chris Jones, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Mahomes going to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Steps away to his left. 20. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 23 yards on the tuck and run. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Saquon Barkley. That's his 18th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and it is 42-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this ball is not going to get to the 20, so this is going to be whistled dead, and the ball's going to be placed up at the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Straight ahead, Walker. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Let's go.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
After watching that play result, it took me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and we asked him, so how you plan to move the ball against this defense?
He didn't really tip his hand, did he?
No, he didn't. I think it's because he really didn't have...
Under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. Chris Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Mark that down as a punt return of 78 yards. And the 49ers have got it on cruise control.
Hey, rookie, that's the way to make an impression. Return one for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome to the party. We saw him fielding those punts before the game, and he just had a little bit of a look in his eye, didn't he?
He did. He was a confident young man, and now we know why.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Kicking team.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
Back to throw, Tannehill. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. As it completes to Jackson Smith-Njigba. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Option play, they'll give to Walker. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after it.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Walker with another carry. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Another shot to at least get on the board here. This is 3rd and goal.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the...
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. But down this big, we know that they need touchdowns instead of field goals, but now it's add insult to injury because they can't even get the 3, Charles, on the excellent block there by the special teams.
And it certainly felt to me like the special teams consider themselves an extension of the defense, which has played well for them. They have a nice cushion. They didn't want to allow any points, any opportunity to cut into the...
And now nothing but green ahead of him. Saquon Barkley. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Saquon Barkley, 79 yards. And the 49ers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Boswell good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead. And they'll move it up to the 40. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the gun, here's Smith. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively at 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Throwing now is Geno. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Flushed out right. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. These two teams matching up for the second time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6, and it was the visiting Niners who won that ball game, so they'll look to make it a clean sweep here at home in Santa Clara. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Now here's Mahomes. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there. And trailing big here in this 4th quarter. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Oh, had his... Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. This is taken at the 23. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The home team's offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a 1st down. Well done. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that's going to be short of the landing zone. It doesn't make it there, so that means the ball's going to come out to the 40. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Chris Jones able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Well, the pressure gets to him again.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. "21 yards. Well done on the return. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yards. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
That's good for a. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And Kittle going to have a 49ers 1st down as he'll get this down inside the 35. Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, you realize that both sides of the ball were so dominant in this game. And on offense, not only did they score it, but they did it through the air as well as on the ground. Everything was working.